Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back. I got my guy Blake and a new face. We got Ty here. We're going to be talking about some wrestling, some old ring mat, and in this video, we are giving our 5 ups and 5 downs for 2025. Did y'all want to go one by one? Give everybody give one up, or everybody give all their 5 ups, and then we go to the next person? How did y'all want to do that?
I think we could just toss it back and forth
Okay.
and just give it up. And
All
if
right,
we
bet.
feel like we've given enough ups after a while and enough downs after a while, we'll go from there. I don't
Bet,
think
bet.
five would be enough down. I meant enough ups for
You
this
right? No,
this
no, no,
list,
no.
but
It won't be enough
we'll,
downs.
we'll see.
Okay. I guess I'll start off. A up for me, and I guess is to me it's a up. We've done 2 videos already on this channel talking about our boy John. The farewell tour to me is an up. Now we had some major bumps in the road, WrestleMania, The Rock, Travis Scott, but I think when Cena announced his retirement at Money in the Bank 2024, we had things that we wanted to see. We didn't see all of it, but I would say we saw most of it. We saw number 17. We saw Icy Title Run. We saw one more Randy match, one more CM Punk match. We saw him put over young talent. And, we saw him go out in spectacular fashion, to say the least. So the farewell tour, especially that second half, is a up for me. Thoughts.
Um, while I can agree with one thing that I didn't think of previously, which is we got most of what we asked for. Like we got a final Punk match, we got a final AJ match, the 17th. The only thing I would also say to that point is we didn't get fully everything we wanted. For example, the AJ match was not in the cards. They had said that previously. That was not a plan, and that's just insane.
Mm-hmm.
Like, arguably I would say top three opponent for John Cena of all time is not even considered for his tour. I think the problem with the farewell tour is John Cena was used as a jumping point for so many different things rather than the goat is retiring. Ultimately, that is the problem. But I do agree with you. We did get most of what we wanted, actually.
Right.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of that, I this is one thing. It was a pet peeve with John Cena and the retirement tour and all. Yes, to me, he is considered the goat. I don't want to hear every time he comes out that he is the GOAT. I don't want to hear it. I want to see it. So the fact that we got 36 days of the GOAT and not 200 so years, I'm not saying 200 days would have been preferable because I know that's a lot on his schedule. And I'm glad that we got, him able to work on Peacemaker and other projects and so on. But just like Ty said, he would have had plenty of time for AJ,
Mm-hmm.
Logan, Randy, anybody, Braun Breaker, Rey Mysterio, Bronson Reed. Could have did Brock Lesnar again, but we see how that happened. Um, so I would have rather seen a lot of the goat instead of just, hey, this whole year is built around, hey, this is the last time you'll see him in town. It was just like you had to pay to just come see him that night. And I wish we would have seen him just like he won on a Monday night when he bought a ticket
Yep.
and he didn't see him.
Yep.
Saw the cover of that game, though.
Yeah.
He did see the cover of 2K25.
We talked about this before we started recording. John Cena announced retirement. I saw they were coming to Atlanta. I bought tickets instantly. Cena was not there. That was not one of the 36 dates. And I kid y'all not, WWE, y'all know what y'all doing. Because when they send like an email talking about some, hey, it's coming to your town or whatever. Guess whose face was on that email? It was John Cena. And he did not show up. I wanted an Atlanta John Cena t-shirt. There's not one. That that's a major down. No, I know we're not talking downs yet, but that can be all 5 of my downs. Cena didn't come to Atlanta. He didn't come to Atlanta.
All
Haven't seen him.
five. Oh God.
All right. Well, I can go ahead and start the second up. I believe. I think this year has been really good for EO Sky. all of her matches have been bangers. If we already didn't know, she was a great wrestler already. The Mania match was great. Evolution match was great. I believe the one on no Evolution was Rhea Io,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah.
Hmm.
The Oscar matches, everything, every match she's had this year, I've enjoyed watching. Um, Also another person I'd like to shout out, Kevin Owens. Even though he only had, the first little bit of the year, thought he had banger matches. Nothing he did was bad. So shout out Kevin Owens for this year as well.
To your point, I think that Io Sky and Rhea Ripley match at Evolution might be the greatest women's match of all time
Mm-hmm.
as well. So you were 100% right. This year has been crazy for Io.
Right.
I have no debate with that. You're 100% right. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. EO, and then not even just the matches, but like her storyline with the Kabuki Warriors turning on her. You know what I'm saying? And now she's kind of teaming up with Rhea, and the tag division for the women's is taking a whole nother leap because now her and Rhea's involved in it. Io Sky has literally been the MVP for the women's division this year. Not to mention, she had a couple of great matches with what's her name, Stephanie Vicker. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I'm with you on EO and KO, man. I think Kevin Owens. It, I think it sucks that he got hurt at WrestleMania because we were gonna get a punt. We were gonna get a punt, and I think kind of what they were pushing with KO is like he was setting the motion for all for like guys turning heel. You know, he kind of started. We kind of saw the Cody Rhodes Homelander ish when he threw him through the ladder. We saw Randy Orton start tripping, and he said, "I'm gonna kick your head off." Randy Orton needed a punt, and I don't know how long, and we were gonna see one at WrestleMania. So KO, up until he got hurt, I can say was the MVP leading into WrestleMania as well.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I guess I'll get us with the third up. Very specific here. I got Cena 17th.
Yeah.
I think there's no fault to this. I think on the fan side, you get the guy that everybody pretty much loves getting his to be have his name in the record books essentially. And then also on the business side of things, I think Ric Flair is a guy they've been secretly trying to weed out in a weird way for a couple of years, and to get his name kind of out of there almost and replace it with the poster child of WWE is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any bad coming from John Cena getting to 17.
Right.
Well, I agree. I think he definitely deserved it. I know a lot of people say that, you won 17 times, but that also means you lost 17 times. But I mean, he had good runs every single time. Well, depending on when you ask somebody, there was a few in there. It's like, oh, he's got it again. That's great.
The hot potato with Randy Orton in '09.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, but to that
Like
point,
5 grams right there.
he says
That is
that he
fair.
wants to become 17 so he can shake the person's hand that becomes 18. And this is just the way I want to see it. I hope Randy is the person that beats it and becomes 18.
Right.
That's another video right there, another day. But it would be nice to see a Cena Orton reunion later on down the line
Yeah.
to get that handshake.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with both y'all. I think 17 for several years we didn't think it was gonna happen. Cena wasn't around as much. He hadn't won in 2,000 something days before WrestleMania. So it was kind of like, okay, well, he's going to be at 16. And all of us thinking about Cena, it's kind of like, okay, well, Cena wouldn't want to have himself on this major pedestal anyways. But for him to come back and win 17 as a heel, even though, we didn't like how it happened, you know, per se, but the fact that it happened for sure was a major W, I will say. Is it is it my turn for my up?
It is
Yes,
it is
sir.
your good.
Um, Up number 4, I got NXT. I think all of NXT this year was fire. Of course, Obafemi, his title run was crazy. The TNA stuff, we got the we. I think we had the Hardys win the NXT Tag Team Championships. The
Yep.
TNA stuff, you got Javon Evans, Ricky Saints coming over here doing his thing. NXT has like I'm not gonna sit here and say I watch it every single week, but when I tune into NXT, it don't miss. It hasn't missed, so I'm with him.
Yeah, I mean, every time I've got on a call with y'all this week, for whatever reason, I want to talk about how much I'm impressed with Obafemi,
Mm-hmm.
and then I hit y'all with the, you know, um, a triple threat match at Stand and Deliver was a banger. Any match she's ever done with Javon Evans is a banger. Javon Evans is another up in itself. Um, but everything NXT's been doing this year has been great. I understand, TNA has helped out a lot, but man, I think it's a great time to be. It's the best time to be an NXT fan since the Black and Gold, the
Mm-hmm.
original Black and Gold era. Um, since takeovers were a thing, I think it's been the best it's been since then, at least.
I completely agree with you. I would also say that a way we could tell that that is true is this is the only time in a long time I've seen so many people want to be called up, or people want to see called up. Like for instance, it used to be like Samoa Joe and Shinsuke and Adam Cole, and now people say like Javon Evans and Obafemi and Ethan Page. It's been a very long time since we've seen people really beg for NXT stars to be called up, and we live in a time now where not only are they begging for it, it should have happened a long time ago. Like Javon Evans at his young age might be the most perfect wrestler ever created. He's just the dude has everything you want.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like we've been talking about, we're ready to see Oba versus Gunther, Oba versus Brock, uh, Javon versus anybody on the roster.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'm ready for any of them to come up.
Yeah.
Um, I know this we've kind of touched on this a little bit, but it is crazy to say that I'm about to say the women's tag titles this year should be an up in itself.
Yeah.
Because when we get to the downs, I have
Yeah.
the other way. It's the other way around.
Right.
But I'm very happy to see that the women's tag titles, do matter this year. I think Charlotte and Alexa Bliss carrying them definitely gave them a lot of prestige. I think the little bit I do watch SmackDown, I do know who the women's tag team champions are, whereas no hit on Jade Cargill, but I'm gonna be honest, I forgot she was the women's champion. But I know who the women's tag belts were,
Yeah.
and they've been putting on good matches. Um, I think Nia Jax and
Last legend.
Lash Legend are going after him next.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was the taped SmackDown or not. Not sure, but anyway, um, again, it gives more women something to do other than um, other than just impromptu matches.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. I agree. You look at the women's tag team champions versus the men's tag team championships. It's like night and day. We go from good storytelling, good matches with the women's, and then it's kind of like I don't even know who has the SmackDown tag champions for the men. You know, they just kind of hey, you're defending these titles the week. Okay, where have they been the last 3 months? You know, so I agree with you for sure. The
Is it the
women's tag
White
team,
Six?
White
it
six,
might be. They still
yeah,
got it.
I think White six.
Are they feuding? See, we don't even know what's going on. We don't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm not gonna lie. I will say though, it does bring into question who is going to go after the women's belts right now
Mm,
because that division is so stacked with talent.
right.
Jade Cargill is kind of suffering because of it.
Mm-hmm. Right. All the main event
Yeah,
talent is in the tag division, and
Yeah.
it's literally
So it's like, I mean, who she has to fight? Yeah, like unless Charlotte and Alexa break up soon, even then you have to have them feud for a little while. So like, who does Jade really have other than like, I think Tiffany's still there, but you've seen that now like multiple times this year. You don't want to see it again. So
I think Jade is feuding with Mitchin right now, or Meechin right now. I think that's what's happening right now.
God, God bless
couldn't
her.
tell, couldn't tell you. I mean, I guess this is a good time to to go over to the Downs. I know we kind of started talking about the women's tag belts being an up, but I think this is also a time to be like, hey, we got way too many belts. And we might. I know we're getting 3 hours of SmackDown next year, but I still don't think that's enough time to go over all the content we got because I couldn't tell you who the women's United States champion is. I think Chelsea Green is a great addition for that belt, but
Yeah.
that's about the only one. I love the women's Intercontinental belt going on right now with Maxine Dupree. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like again, like I was saying, it's kind of hurting Jay Cargill because I don't know what she's got going on whatsoever right now. The Raw women's belt is Stephanie Vaquer. I feel like that's the most mid card it could be right now. Not saying anything about Stephanie, but I love seeing her matches. Um, but I really haven't cared about seeing Nikki Bella going out there and fighting. I just hadn't been feeling it. Um, the United States champion for the men's is doing okay right now. Not going to spoil next week's SmackDown if nobody has seen it right now, but good matches ahead. The men's Intercontinental champion is Dom. I think that's good, but um, I think that should come off of him soon. I don't know who needs to get it from him, but I think it should get to somebody soon.
Yeah, I think going along with your point about having too many championships, it's like there is a Raw Women's Tag Championship, right? And who has that? Or is there just one Women's Tag Championship?
I think
One
there's
women's.
one
Yeah, I
women's
think
champion,
there's one.
Okay, okay,
but
okay, 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 okay.
but
And
but to that
the
point, I
Competitive
think
Women's got it.
yeah. So to the point, I guess I was trying to make with that whole cluster is I used to growing up, I was glad there was Raw and SmackDown Tag Champ
Mm,
because the draft was working and it was good. But right now, you see that the tag divisions are everywhere but where they need to be.
mm,
The women's tag champs are working because there's only one,
right.
so the talent can go to both shows and it gives you something to fight for one belt. So I'm suggesting that might be the fix, but I don't know. Y'all, what are y'all's thoughts?
I really honestly don't know. The reason I say that is because I think that while I do agree with you, I also think it comes down to simply not enough time and too much of a stacked roster. Like the reason there's so many belts is because, for instance, think about when Jacob Fatu people wanted to see him with a belt so badly. Well, you can't just instantly sling like the world champion on him or anything else that's not the United States. It has to be the mid card.
Mm,
Now, to your point, I would also say I would argue there's more championships being made in the women's division now when there's kind of stretching the roster thin. That would be my argument. Not necessarily that the women's championships are bad, just you are stretching this roster as thin as it could possibly go. Whereas if you probably cut the Intercontinental or Women's United States belt, one of them, not both,
mm,
you have a lot more room for women to start going after different belts. So, to your point, I would say yes, there are too many belts, but maybe just one to two that are
mm.
just too many.
Right.
Yeah,
Right, yeah, I agree because I personally love what the IC title had going on for the women's. Even when Lyra had it, when Lyra had it, her and Bailey were putting on bangers, and then Becky came and they feuded, and then now we got Dupree with it. The U.S. title was good when it first was introduced, when Chelsea Green originally won it, and then when she lost it, it definitely lost whatever steam it had. And I'm pretty sure she has it back now, and
Yeah.
it just
yeah,
doesn't have the same thunder that it had when it first came out. The men's tag team championships. I think continuing on what Ty said, I think SmackDown has been doing a good job with the tag titles. Now I know we were just confused about the Wyatt Six having it, but when they put time towards the tag team division over there, it's been fire. But Raw is kind of like they're just the who even has it? The Judgment Day got it right now? No, no, no. AJ and Dragon Lee has it. But
yeah.
before that, the Judgment Day would just have the titles and just have their little backstage segment holding the belt, doing nothing with it. But I think that is because there's just you got your top stars like CM Punk and all them taking up an hour of a 2.5 hour show. There's just not much time to build the tag team stories like there is on SmackDown, or like there was on SmackDown when the division was rolling.
Yeah.
So
All right, is it my turn for another up?
Now we're on the
Uh,
downs
oh
right.
yeah, yeah,
we're on
we on
downs.
downs now. We on downs now, right?
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna just start with I don't know if this is my biggest down, but it's probably tied for biggest. Jay submitting Gunther. And you can actually just throw the entire match in there if you'd like. I don't know whose idea this was. Um, and I'm not the biggest hater of Jay winning the Royal Rumble. Actually, kind of a big supporter of it. I think it was a good shot. I think it was a shock factor. I think what the Royal Rumble should be is to jumpstart new stars instead of just having these same people win it. My only gripe is Jay and Cody is 100 times more interesting than Gunther and Jay would have ever been for a second time.
Right.
So and again, it doesn't even have to be Cody. It's just I think Jay with another opponent is something people maybe could have bought into. But this idea that Gunther again is what he needed was already bad, and then topping it off with he didn't just submit him; he submitted him with his own move. So again, just a horrible decision. One of the biggest downs of the year.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
I think it was definitely like character assassination for Gunther. And it literally took him tapping out the man that hasn't tapped out in 20 years to rectify that. Um, I was kind of, I can say I agree with you. I would have loved if anybody else would have won the Rumble, but Jay winning it, cool. You know, he's one of the most over guys in the company. Cool. Let's have him win the Rumble. But yeah, the way he won it, the way he won the championship was off, and then his title run was also very lackluster. You know, I think he had what, two defenses. He defended against Logan Paul,
Logan Paul.
and he had a Raw match with Seth Rollins, which was fire. That match on Raw was fire with Seth Rollins. And after
That was
that,
a good match.
he lost the championship. So if you're gonna strap the Rocket, if you're gonna give somebody a Royal Rumble, you got to do something with it. You can't just let him have a 40-day reign, have him do two programs with Logan Paul, and then just okay, this ain't working. Let's get rid of it. Just no.
I agree.
You had a guy that doesn't even use a submission move to
Right.
take out the ring general. Hey, this is the way I look at it. If you would have copied and pasted the Saturday Night Main Event match with WrestleMania, I would have been like, all right, well, we kind of knew it was coming. They want Jay to win. Fine, whatever. Hmm. I don't want to go into it again, but I'm very upset that he tapped Gunther as well. Um, I was glad to see that the hype carried on from Royal Rumble. Like, okay, this is our guy. You know, they got something in store for John. That's cool. John can carry his own weight. Let's see if Jay can do it. I think this is the thing about Jay Uso matches, and I like Jay. Don't get me wrong, but it's when the hype is at its peak that the matches fail for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
Jay and Jimmy was
Yeah.
very hype, and then something. You know, we seen how that went. Jay's biggest match of his career. I would even say the SummerSlam match with him and Roman wasn't great,
Yeah.
as me and Ty have talked about. I think me and you have talked about as well. What's the one memorable match out of that whole bloodline feud? The most memorable. That wasn't the last one, I guess. Or I might be wording it wrong.
2020 Hell in a Cell.
The first one.
What with him and Roman?
Yeah.
When Jimmy threw the
Hundred
table.
percent.
Yeah, that was the
Yeah.
Yeah,
best match. The best
100%.
J match right there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, no, that's the one where he Jay quits because Jay refuses to quit until Roman gets Jimmy in the guillotine, and then Jay quits because it's an I quit Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
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 And yeah, and that's just like I'm not gonna lie, watching a soap opera in wrestling. That match is yeah.
It was exactly what the pandemic needed. With no fans, you needed them guys to crank it up a notch with the storytelling, with the acting, and that match
Yeah.
definitely did it. Yeah.
It was just good news. But anyway, let's look at our next down. Q1, what you got?
Okay, I don't know if y'all got this, but it's something that I it leaves a bad taste in my mouth. The Sami Zayn arc since WrestleMania. Sami Zayn, the first Raw, maybe the second Raw after Mania, he came out and said, "I'm gonna be world champion." He was telling Seth, "I'm gonna be world champion. I'm gonna be world champion." So you think, okay, cool, we might see Sammy versus Seth down the line. This is the kicker, y'all. Paul Heyman said, "Hey, you can go to SmackDown right now, and I'll set you up a world championship match with Cody Rhodes. Just leave. Go to SmackDown." Sami Zayn says no. He says no. The Vision take him out. This is before Bronson Reed came and CM Punk got involved again. The Vision take him out. Months later, Sami Zayn ends up on SmackDown, going for the United States Championship. So the same man that said, "Hey, I'm not gonna go to SmackDown and fight for the World Championship and take a beating for it. I'm gonna go to SmackDown for the United States Championship." What kind of sense does that make? And you know what? Maybe this down isn't even about Sami Zayn. It's just about the inconsistencies in the writing. Because people that's really paying attention are gonna call you out in this mess. Now, don't get me wrong. Sami Zayn's United States Championship run started the Open Challenge, and that's been fired. The Open Challenge has been fired. But to me, him just giving up on being a world champion and going back to the mid card, it was a waste of a program with him in the Vision. It was a waste.
To add on to that, I can't remember what pay per view it was. Maybe it was before Survivor Series. Yeah, it was before Survivor Series. It was a 5-on-5 traditional match on SmackDown.
Mm.
Sammy cut a very good promo. The way I ingested it was, "We are the mid card, and we will not take this. We will show them that this is going to be a good match." And that's about all I remember from Sami Zayn since he lost the United States champion. It was a good match, don't get me wrong, but it's almost like, why didn't we had a 5-on-5? We had it plenty. Why couldn't, if we had to have a War Games match, why couldn't we have just thrown them in there and had a decent Survivor Series program? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad the star power that we had in the not Hell Games, the War Games match this year, but
Fire
how'd
name.
that turn out? Ooh, I have a down, and I've been thinking that I thought about this today.
Mm.
How many masked attacks have we had this year? Becky, R Truth, Austin Theory. Um, I feel like there's another one in there.
I feel like it wasn't. Why do I feel like Tongaloa came back
Oh,
masked?
Angaloa. Last night, I believe it was, or today. I can't remember now. Ricky Saints
Oh, brother.
just attacked Zilla Fatu, and my God, I can't think of the company name. But yeah, he went to another company and attacked Zilla Fatu. That's 5 in 1 year. I think it's just a little overdone. Maybe it might just be me, but I feel like it was a while that we didn't have
Toxic.
any, and then this year it was a lot. I
Right.
don't know.
It's it's like that and a bloodline member in a black hoodie.
Oh yeah, there was a string of just
I mean,
who
every
else is from the bloodline coming this week.
every time somebody got that hoodie on, it's another cousin. It's another
Oh
cousin.
yeah, I was about to say if you seen Solo by the ring and that hoodie was on,
Right, it's over with. Yeah, I feel you, and I think a thing too is like the thing about the masked attackers, they've been underwhelming. They've been kind of underwhelming. Like the Austin Theory thing, and I'm gonna talk about the whole Austin Theory thing. That's one of my downs as well. Not necessarily Austin Theory, you know, but Austin Theory, I felt like it would have had a bigger pop, or it would have been more grand if he would have just either took the mask off right there after he stomped CM Punk, or if he just came out as Austin Theory and did it. But now you got us doing all this speculation, even though we all knew it was Austin Theory the whole time. So when he finally gets revealed, nobody cares. Nobody cares that it's Austin Theory. You know what I'm saying? The Becky one was cool, but it was like, to me, that was an anticlimactic match, anticlimactic way to end that fatal four-way match.
Yeah.
I didn't see the Ricky Saints one. R Truth. Now R Truth, that I pop for R Truth coming back. I pop for that. But the rest of them, I was like, cool. I guess. This is all right.
Austin Theory, oh, why are you here? It's almost like Grayson Waller was treating you like trash for however so many months. Are you going to do anything about that?
Nope. Not to mention, he came back, bro. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I know me and my brother was watching it. He took the mask off. We was like, "Who is that? Who is that?" We didn't recognize him with the new haircut and with the beard for like a half a second. I didn't know who that was. I didn't know who
It
that
was
was.
just fooligan getting on this television and all.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, are we doing another down then, or are we doing another?
I say do what you want. Go ahead.
Okay. We didn't get a Cody or Randy feud. We got a Cody Randy match. Why didn't we get a feud? It's been 2 years, WWE.
I forgot that we had a match.
Yeah, brother, there was a match. Keep in mind, all of this kind of started after Randy started looking at the belt at WrestleMania 40, like all crossways. And like, what this little subtle storytelling that Triple H likes to say he does is really just him throwing little stuff out, hoping that you'll buy. And then once you do, he just goes, all right, put Randy in a match with Rusev.
You almost did.
yeah, like why?
That's what he's doing to us.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, but
What
otherwise,
do you
yes,
mean?
very much a down.
You would like to see Drew McIntyre 6, wouldn't you? Because we're having, again, I don't know if this was actually true or not, but it's rumored that they're going to have a 3 stages of hell match. Which, great. I'm glad that's coming back. They've already had so many matches. This is 3 more matches. But in one night.
And guess what? The funny thing is, Drew's not going to win.
He's not going to win.
Drew's not going to win that match. He's going to lose.
Oh God, he could put his soul on the line.
Exactly. He's going to lose. My next down definitely ties into what Ty just said. The refusal to pull the trigger by WWE. They're refusing to pull the trigger on everything. We got the Cody Randy situation. King of the Ring. It looked like we were gonna see something happen between either Cody or Randy. I think there was a spot where Randy was getting ready to punt Cody. He said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it." Then Cody pushes him into an exposed turnbuckle. Boom. After the match, Randy's walking back, walking back up the ramp, and he kind of turns around like, "Okay, I might go back in there and do something." Nothing happens. He just goes back to being a regular face, teaming up with Jelly Roll at the next PLE, whatever. This whole Jey Uso crashing out thing. I love, okay, bet Jey lost the title, cool. But Jey taking counsel for Roman and kind of turning into like that, tribal, not chief, but like, a lower level tribal chief to where he's really focused on winning back the world championship, and he's crashing out week in and week out. You had a segment where he tells Jimmy, "Hey, you gotta go out there and fight the division yourself. I gotta focus on getting back the championship." Then he goes out there and helps Jimmy when he gets jumped and says, "You gotta tighten up." And then after he loses to LA Knight in the last time is now tournament, he crashes out, throws over some prom, hits his head on the announce table, and then guess what happens the next week? We back yeeting with our brother like nothing happened, like nothing's wrong. Are we really just gonna have these little teasers about Jay turning heel or doing anything and then do nothing about it? We gotta like do something. Put the title on Drew. You're not gonna lose nothing from doing that. Do something. Pull the trigger. Stop all these pump fakes, man. Stop it.
My brother just died.
Yeet.
Yeah. Okay, dude.
Yeah.
My brother's dead?
Let's do it. Let's go with it.
I just lost another match. Yeah, you want to run it back?
Like,
Okay.
bro, like it's just so frustrating, bro. Like, let's make these stories like these little hints. Let's do something about it. Let's do something with it, bro.
Well, what would we say instead of going through all the pay-per-views one by one? Because we've had a lot of pay-per-views that were good ups and good downs this year. What would we say is the number one pay-per-view this year?
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam. Yeah, I'm thinking SummerSlam.
In full.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
Or Evolution. Actually, scratch that.
Yeah, give me Evolution.
Yeah, Evolution. Actually, yeah. I thought.
Bottom, give me Evolution, right?
Yeah.
I think SummerSlam.
Whatever reason.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because they contained Nikki to a battle royal in that pay per view as well. So like, props for them on that.
Something's
Jade-
telling me Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber.
Won't argue with that.
Yeah, that's a good pull too.
But you,
That's
I
a
mean,
great
the
pull.
heel turn. Yeah, the moment was great. But I think the Chamber was good too. I think the Sammy versus Kevin match was also good. I want to say the Women's Elimination Chamber, Bianca won that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jade
I
comes
remember
back
that
as
being
well.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great moment. What was the other match on the card? Rhea.
Oh, Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton versus Nia and.
All right, well, most everything else
Yep.
on the card was pretty good.
Yeah, Nia and somebody.
Nia and. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know who was teaming with Nia.
And Nia and her teammate.
Right. Yeah, Nia and her team. It was probably one of those mid card. Had to be.
Johnny Gargano's wife.
Oh yes.
Candice LeRae.
Right, I knew it. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, and on three, everybody say the worst. 1, 2, 3. Wrestlepalooza.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would have failed if somebody said backlash.
I was almost gonna say Survivor Series, almost, but the star power was just too much.
No, dude, compared to
WrestlePalooza.
It's a stain on WWE's history. Like, it's that bad. Like, it's bad.
All right, guys, here's what we're going to do. ESPN, the biggest sports broadcaster across the world. All right, WWE finally made the big time. Let's do it. All right, Cena and Lesnar too. Is it going to be exactly the same thing as it was last time? Yes. AJ Lee is back. Let's just do a mixed tag team match because they always work, don't they? No, they're always terrible. Name one mixed tag team match that you like. Of course, you can't. All right. What else was on the card? Please give me something else memorable on the card. Cody versus Drew. Drew is finally going to get the belt, ladies and gentlemen. No, he doesn't. Not even for a good reason. It's the same match that they have done. And they're going to have it 3 more times in the 3 stages of hell match coming up. All right. WrestlePalooza. What else happened on that card? Tell me. Can somebody please Oh, the Usos versus the Vision. All right. What was the ending? The Vision won. Where did that lead? It was just the same thing they could have did. They could have did that on Raw.
Yeah, Wrestlepalooza. I remember watching it because I wasn't at the house. I wasn't at my crib, and I was telling Blake, okay, I gotta find a link to watch because I'm not gonna pay no $40 to watch PLEs. And I had it put up on my phone, and I had some on the TV. I was looking up, looking down, looking up, looking down. Oh, the Cody Drew match is over. What happened? The most anticlimactic ending to a PLE all year long. It just ended. Nothing. No Randy. No, no. Randy didn't come back. Has Randy been around since SummerSlam?
Oh God, I don't think so.
What was Randy doing at SummerSlam?
He was teaming with Jelly Roll against Logan Paul and Drew.
You saying that just feels disrespectful, but it happened.
Has Randy been around since WrestlePalooza?
I'll look this up. Actually, give me
I
two
don't think
seconds.
so.
When was Randy Orton's
And I
last
think that night,
appearance?
I think the night WrestlePalooza, everybody's like, okay, this is gonna be the night where something big happens. It's your first, like Blake said, it's your first PLE on ESPN. We're gonna see Randy.
October 3rd, he lost to Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. So October 3rd
What?
on Friday Night SmackDown. By the way,
Yo, that was before WrestlePalooza. That was 3 weeks before WrestlePalooza. Matter of fact, I think
oh
WrestlePalooza
my
was the
God,
end of
I don't
October.
know.
Might have been. No, I think I'm tripping.
I,
I think I'm tripping. I think I'm tripping. I might be tripping.
I don't. I
Now it's
don't. Even,
September 20th.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So 2 weeks after. Okay, 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 okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, WrestlePalooza was
I,
just an absolute stinker.
well, I know it's a little bit off of a tangent, but being as we brought it up, um, next year, hopefully we don't bring this. I know that we're planning on doing a wish list video,
Mm.
but we can't keep doing Vision opens Raw, Vision in the middle of Raw, Vision at the end of Raw, or Judgment Day at the first. But we can't just keep doing, one faction lead runs the whole show.
Mm.
We got to come up with something different. Um, there's been a lot of times this year where I will watch the opener and then I will just watch the rest of it on highlights on my phone.
Mm.
I just that the formula is not there. I hope that being SmackDown's going back to 3 hours, that they got some kind of grand plan. Maybe NXT call ups.
Yeah.
Maybe.
You know what? You know what I think kind of started that though was just how good the Bloodline story was. Because when the Bloodline was running, like the year leading up to WrestleMania 39 and the year leading up to 40, like the Bloodline was so involved with everything. The WWE revolved around the Bloodline. So you would have Roman go out there or whoever's there go out there for the first hour or maybe half hour of SmackDown, and then you would just get Bloodline, Bloodline, Bloodline. But I think that was because the story was so good and people were so
Yep.
invested in the story. The Vision, and this is one of my downs. The Vision storyline since Seth got hurt has ran completely out of gas. So now it's kind of like we just don't. It's just not the most entertaining anymore. Like I understand the Braun Breaker stuff, cool, but without Seth, because to me the Vision was just a launch pad for Roman versus Seth. Roman was gonna run through the Vision, run through the Bronze, and then get to Seth at WrestleMania. But now that Seth is gone, it's kind of like the idea behind the group doesn't matter anymore. And the Judgment Day, they've been in limbo. That's another thing of them waiting to push the trigger. Because when is Finn Balor going to turn on them, or when is Liv Morgan going to turn on them, or we don't know what's going on. They just keep adding more members and rotating stuff. So
And then they just add the belts back to
yeah,
whenever they get a new member, they'll be like, all right, who wants the belt this week?
exactly.
I agree fully, but also I would make the point of I think Division has sucked even before then. I think it sucked when everybody realized that it wasn't going to be Evolution 2.0.
Mm,
I think when it finally, like, because I think beforehand we were all like, okay, Braun's going to be our Batista. Austin Theory is going to be our Randy, right? And like kind of build all these roles for these people. As soon as they seen it was more of like a John Moxley and what he'd done in AEW with the I think the Death Riders is what they were called. Where it was more of like this. They want to, which I guess it's not like them, but more or less like this whole idea of we're going to take talent and build them up to be better. Whereas that shouldn't just be obviously stated. That I don't know. I just feel like that. I feel like it made it it kind of dumbed the story down for people in a sense, rather than being like, oh, you should just pick up on that's what's happening. Yeah, no, I think the storylines kind of sucked ever since. I don't think they really had a plan. I think the plan of the jump from the jump was Paul side with Seth. We'll figure it out after.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? Your point about them stating that this is what we're doing with the talent, that should literally be. You don't gotta say that, like you said. You don't gotta say that because we look at the bloodline. Jay became a household name when he got involved. Sammy became a household name when he got involved. You look at Kevin Owens. I know Kevin Owens was great before, but Kevin Owens got elevated when he got involved with the bloodline story. You don't have to say that. Hey, we're putting these guys together so they can be better. Just go out there and do it.
Yeah.
Just go out there and do it.
And everything is written off in this whole storyline, even currently with you still got a lot of learning to do. I think that's hilarious. Paul just always tells them that same Fed line every single episode of Raw. It's ridiculous, dude. Anyway, I think it's your turn, Q1.
Well, no, I just gave my down about the vision, so I just kind of tied it into what Blake was saying.
Alrighty,
So
Snake, that's you then.
I don't have anything else to complain about.
Okay, fair enough. I got.
I can do mine. Y'all want me to do mine? I can do mine. Ain't no issue.
I'm gonna say I got you know what? I'll get another up. Let's get a little positive in here, man. I feel like it's been a little depressing.
We've been doing a lot of bash. We're doing a lot of bash.
Little dogging on here. I think Cena's heel turn, very specific here. I think John Cena's heel turn is not only the greatest heel turn ever, it might be the greatest moment in wrestling history. I think that when you see all of these figures, now granted, minus Travis didn't have to be there, but I think when you see The Rock and John, and that just the camera work, for instance, like such a minor detail, but the camera work of catching his face drop in that moment, your heart just sinks. You know what's coming, but you like your brain damn near refuses to accept it. You're like, I can't believe this is going to happen, and it does. And like, I won't lie, man, it took me days to fully fathom that John Cena finally turned heel. And I don't know. I think the heel turn itself was a great moment. It's unfortunate what happened after, but what a moment.
What a time to be alive in that moment. I remember I was watching and I was like, yeah. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it now. This is it. This is happening. I mean, the whole segment from Cody telling The Rock to go f himself, and the whole was like, oh my god, they're going all in. Whenever the Rock's around, they can do whatever, right? And then they were there, and then they wasn't there. As Cena said, where do we go from here?
Right. Who cares? Who cares where we go? But I agree, and I think it was even bigger at the fact that it was during the farewell tour. You know, I don't know about y'all, but I didn't really expect Cena to be too heavily involved in storylines with it only being 36 days. I thought, okay, we may see like a match of the week type thing with Cena barely being around. But him turning heel enthralled him into what was supposed to be a major storyline, not just in terms of this year, but in terms of, like Ty said, WWE history. And you got the biggest, probably the biggest in terms of like casual viewers, the biggest household name known to be the biggest good guy ever turning heel, standing beside The Rock. just imagine. Don't think like John himself and not imagine what could have happened, but just imagine where they could have went from that moment. Like if we were to put ourselves right there again when he actually turned heel, it was magical. It's something I will never forget. Never.
It's
All right,
just
Q1. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, bud.
the last thing I'll say is this went nowhere.
Right. And that segues right into my down, and maybe this will be the last down of the video. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The
The
Rock,
final boss,
the final boss. He's a
the
down.
final down.
The final down is the final boss. And
He
when
was one of mine too. So perfect, dude.
bro, it's not even it's not even just about John Cena. It's not even just about the farewell tour and him ruining the heel run. Let's go back to the very first show in 2025. Raw and SmackDown. Rock is the first person to come out on the show. And what does he do first? He basically kills the Rock and Cody story by saying, "Hey, Cody, I love you, brother. I'm proud of everything you're doing." And then, now, mind y'all, this is after he came out at Bad Blood a couple months earlier and did the whole thing to Roman and Cody. It's okay, he's cool with Cody. Whatever. We got the tribal combat match coming up next. He comes out to Roman Reigns. He comes out looking all menacing. He says, "Paul, give me the Ulafala." And he just very gently places it over Roman Reigns' head. So now we know there's nothing going on with Roman and Cody. I mean, there's nothing going on with Rock and Cody. There's nothing going on with Roman and Rock. And that brings me to the biggest travesty that he did this year. When he brought Travis Scott to aid in John Cena's heel turn. And then didn't show up since then. We haven't seen Rock since Elimination Chamber. So Rock, you may not be watching. You this may pop up on your feed somehow, some way. You are the biggest down for WWE this year. The biggest stories, the two biggest stories that could have been, you were supposed to be a part of, and you chose not to be. I have nothing else to say, fellas. Y'all go ahead. Take it away.
Pain, 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 pain. Like you said, of all look, Travis Scott's cool. I ain't got no problem with his music. But the fact that the final boss, of all people, he could have just walked to the back and was like, "Hey man, John Cena's about to turn heel tonight, and I want you in my corner." I would have picked Jelly Roll.
Hang
Bad
on.
Bunny. I don't know. I've also Speed. Put Speed in there.
How about nobody?
I mean, no, yeah, I don't know. It didn't need anybody else.
No.
Like, bro, he's just in the background holding the belt with some shades on, probably high as a kite back there, not knowing what's going on. He woke up the next morning. John Cena turned heel. That's probably exactly what happened with Travis Scott.
Busted Cody's eardrum.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if
I would
anybody
just
remembers that part.
I forgot about
I
that
would just make the point of how ironic is it that arguably the greatest character in wrestling history. I would argue that. I would argue that the final boss might be the greatest character ever written in history. How ironic is it that he only shows up a handful of times? Like, it's genuinely ironic how funny that is. And he's not going to, unless, of course, the Smash Machine's performance was so bad that he wants to come back, which, hey, don't put it past him. But, yeah, no, I 100% agree. He won biggest down of this year, without a doubt.
You know, I don't think it was the biggest down. It was the biggest upset, and it was the biggest disappointment. But then you look at WrestlePalooza. It was a whole show. Oh, that's going to be my brown down personally. Wrestlepalooza, but I understand.
Hey, guess what? I blame The Rock for that too. I don't know how. I blame him.
He said,
Hey, look, all of us had that false hope that okay, Rock's gonna come back at SummerSlam. It wasn't Rock. It was Brock, and we got Brock versus Cena at WrestlePalooza. I blame The Rock for everything. I don't care. I blame The Rock for Cena not showing up on Raw in January. I don't even know how he was involved in that. I blame The Rock for everything. I blame The Rock for Drew not being champion. I don't know how, but I blame him somehow, some way. He can take the blame for that. Rock, you don't gotta come back.
And Drew is a part of Project Rock, by the way.
what is Project Rock?
Hey, you don't know? I think that's what it's called.
It's something because I remember when around Elimination Chamber when we were waiting to see what was gonna happen with Cody, he released the like he released or announced that Drew was a part of it, and it was like okay, he gonna join the Rock, and it wasn't Drew. It ended up being Cena, but yeah, I remember that something about him partnering with the Rock and something got going on that's not WWE. Whatever.
Why do we let this man anywhere near the product? Why do we let this man anywhere near the product?
Facts.
This,
Yes, it's Project Rock.
Who shows up when no one is watching? Who knows your limits? What you're truly capable of? Who feels it when you hold back? When you quit too soon? Who has the power to block out all the noise? To push harder? To go further?
That, ladies and gentlemen, is why he is not WWE champion. Thank y'all for watching this video. It has been a good one. We hope to open up y'all's 2026 with a 2026 wish list. Obviously, you've seen what happened good in 2025, what didn't happen good in 2025. But hopefully, we collectively can come up with a list, and The Rock can answer to those demands.
Man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, man. We gonna catch on in the next one.